Stop everything and look at this money pile. The way you just looked at it, the thoughts that went through your head, that's the exact mindset keeping you financially screwed. Pay attention. What I'm about to tell you will flip everything you thought you knew about money upside down. Most people believe the difference between rich and poor is just money. More zeros in the bank account. Wrong. Dead wrong. The real difference isn't in their wallets, it's in their heads. Rich people and poor people live in completely different mental universes. And here's the brutal truth that's going to sting. If you're struggling financially, it's not because you don't have money, it's because you don't have the right mind. Your broke mentality isn't just keeping you poor, it's making your entire life miserable every single day. I'm not attacking poor people, I'm attacking the poison that lives in their thinking. The mental virus that spreads from generation to generation, keeping families trapped in financial hell forever. Today, we're performing surgery on your brain. We're cutting out this toxic thinking and replacing it with the mental framework that actually builds wealth. Let me tell you a story that'll make this crystal clear. I once knew a guy named Marcus. Smart dude, college degree, good job. But Marcus had a problem. Every time an opportunity knocked on his door, his brain would kick into overdrive, finding reasons to slam that door shut. A friend offered him a chance to invest in a food truck business. Marcus's response? Food trucks are risky. What if it rains? What if people don't like the food? What if? 6 months later, that food truck was making $15,000 a month. Marcus? Still at his job, complaining about not having enough money. That's the broke mentality in action. And it's more dangerous than cancer because at least cancer patients know they need treatment. Let's start with the first deadly mindset. Poor people focus on all the wrong things. Picture this. I walk up to someone who's always complaining about being broke, and I say, "Hey, I've got something free for you." Their response? What's the catch? This has to be a scam. So I say, fine, how about starting a small business? Doesn't need much money. Small business? That's not going to make me rich. Okay, then let's talk about a bigger investment. I don't have that kind of money. Want to try something new then? I don't have experience. How about something traditional? Too much competition. Too hard. What about this new business model? Scam. Pyramid scheme. Just open a simple shop. I'll have no freedom. Work all the time. You know what these people do have time for? Scrolling Instagram for hours, asking their equally broke friends for advice, overthinking every decision until their brain hurts, then doing absolutely nothing. Ask them one simple question. What can you do? Silence. Blank stare. Nothing. They've become masters at finding reasons why nothing will work. PhD-level experts in excuses. But they're beginners at actually doing anything. Here's what's really happening in their heads. Their brain has been programmed to spot danger in every opportunity. They've trained themselves to be professional risk analyzers instead of wealth builders. Meanwhile, wealthy people look at the same opportunity and their brain asks different questions. How could this work? What would I need to make this successful? What's the upside potential? Same opportunity, completely different mental processing. And that difference in thinking creates a difference in bank accounts. This is thinking like a victim, and victims stay victims. The waiting game that destroys lives. Here's the second toxic mindset that keeps people poor forever. They're waiting. Waiting for what? The perfect opportunity, the lottery ticket, the inheritance, the promotion, the economy to get better, the stars to align. They're sitting on their couch watching Netflix, literally waiting for someone to knock on their door with $1 million check. Congratulations! You've won the I Waited Really Well award. Here's your fortune. That knock will never come. I met a woman at a coffee shop last month, Joanne. She told me she's been preparing to start her online business for 3 years. 3 years! She's taken courses, read books, watched videos, made business plans, but hasn't made a single dollar. I'm almost ready, she said. Just need to learn a little more. No, Joanne. You need to stop learning and start earning. While she's been preparing, her competitors have launched, failed, adjusted, launched again, and are now making money. The wait and hope mentality is financial suicide. You might as well tattoo "broke forever" on your forehead. Here's what wealthy people understand that broke people don't. There's no such thing as perfect timing. There's only now and never. Action creates information. Information creates better action. Better action creates results. But Joanne's still preparing, still waiting, still broke. While they're waiting, the people who will become wealthy tomorrow are working today. building today, failing today, learning today, hustling today. The effort delusion. Now here's where I'm going to make some of you really angry. Imagine your boss walks into your office tomorrow and says, "Hey, we had a rough month, lost money. So, we're not paying you this month." You'd lose your damn mind, right? I worked those hours. I deserve that money. That's your problem the company didn't make profit. But then when your boss makes 10 times your salary when the company does well, suddenly that's unfair. Wait, what? You can't have it both ways. Either results matter or they don't. Here's the truth that's going to hurt. The world doesn't pay you for your effort. It pays you for your results. Let me give you a real example. Two salespeople work at the same company. Jake works 60 hours a week. He's always busy, always stressed, always talking about how hard he works. He makes 100 calls a day, but only closes 2 deals a month. Lisa works 30 hours a week. She makes 20 calls a day, but closes 15 deals a month. Who do you think makes more money? Lisa. Every single time. The marketplace doesn't care that Jake works harder. It cares that Lisa delivers better results. Nobody buys my course because I spent 6 months making it. They buy it because it delivers value. Nobody pays you a higher salary because you have a fancy degree. They pay you because you can solve problems and make money for the company. Stop thinking, "I deserve more money because I work hard." Start thinking, "How can I create more value so money flows to me naturally?" The marketplace is brutally honest. It doesn't care about your feelings, your effort, or your good intentions. It only cares about one thing. What can you deliver? And here's the kicker. This isn't unfair. It's actually liberating. Because it means your background doesn't matter. Your excuses don't matter. Your sob story doesn't matter. The only thing that matters is, can you create value? If you can, money will find you. If you can't, no amount of complaining will change your situation. The security trap. Here's another broke person mindset that drives me absolutely insane. The obsession with security. I need a stable job. I need guaranteed income. I need job security. Let me tell you something about security. It's an illusion. Your secure job can disappear tomorrow. Your company can go bankrupt. Your industry can become obsolete. Your pension can vanish. But you know what's actually secure? Having multiple income streams. Having valuable skills. Having the ability to create wealth from nothing. I know a guy who worked at the same company for 25 years. Secure job, good benefits, comfortable salary. One day, the company got acquired. New management came in. Half the staff got fired, including him. At 50 years old, he had to start over. All that security meant nothing. Meanwhile, his neighbor runs 3 different businesses. No job security, but he's got something better. Financial security. If one business struggles, he's got 2 others. If one industry changes, he adapts. If one income stream dries up, he creates another. Who's really more secure? The broke mentality says, find a safe job and stick with it. The wealth mentality says, become so valuable that opportunities chase you. The retirement fantasy. Here's another broke person fantasy that makes me want to throw chalk at the wall. When I get rich, I'll retire to a beach somewhere and never work again. This thinking is exactly why they'll never get rich. Wealth isn't built by people planning to quit. It's built by people who are obsessed with the game itself. You think Elon Musk is sitting around dreaming about retirement? You think Warren Buffett is counting down days until he can stop investing? Hell no. These people are addicted to building, to creating, to winning. Look at Trump. Love him or hate him, the guy was 70 years old when he became president. Could have been playing golf every day. Instead, he took on the hardest job in America. Compare that to the average 70-year-old who gave up on life at 40. Too late for me. I missed my chance. Bullshit. Colonel Sanders was 62 when he franchised KFC. Laura Ingalls Wilder published her first Little House book at 64. Frank Lloyd Wright designed Guggenheim Museum at 76. As long as you're breathing, you can be growing. The moment you stop hustling is the moment you start dying. But here's the deeper issue with the retirement fantasy. It reveals that you see wealth building as work instead of play, as something to escape from instead of something to embrace. Wealthy people don't retire from their wealth-building activities. They might retire from things they don't enjoy, but they never stop creating value. Because creating value isn't work to them. It's their identity, the victim Olympics. Here's what really pisses me off about poor person thinking. They've turned being broke into an identity. They're proud victims in the victim Olympics, competing for gold medals in suffering. The economy is rigged. Rich people are evil. I never had a chance. My parents were poor. The system is against me. Maybe all of that is true. So what? What are you going to do about it? You can be right about why you're broke, or you can be rich. Pick one. Let me tell you about Maria. Single mom, no college degree, working 2 minimum wage jobs. Every excuse in the book to stay broke. Instead of complaining, she started cleaning houses on weekends. Used that money to buy cleaning supplies. Hired her neighbor to help. Started a cleaning business. 5 years later, she owns the largest cleaning service in her city. Employs 30 people. Makes more in a month than she used to make in a year. Same unfair system. Same rigged economy. Different mindset. Maria could have spent those 5 years explaining why she couldn't succeed. Instead, she spent them succeeding. Winners don't waste time explaining why they can't win. They're too busy figuring out how to win. The comparison curse. Here's another toxic mindset that keeps people broke. Constantly comparing themselves to others. That guy had rich parents. She got lucky. He knows the right people. She had better opportunities. Even if all of that's true. So what? Comparison is the thief of action. While you're busy measuring your chapter 1 against someone else's chapter 20, you're not writing your story. I see this everywhere. People spend more time analyzing why others are successful than building their own success. That YouTuber only succeeded because he started early. That entrepreneur only won because she had investors. That author only sold books because she knew someone. Maybe. Or maybe they just worked while you were making excuses. Here's the truth. There will always be someone with more advantages than you, and there will always be someone with fewer advantages who's doing better than you. Your job isn't to level the playing field. Your job is to play the game with the cards you've been dealt. Stop watching other people's highlight reels. Start creating your own success story. The perfectionism paralysis. Another broke person mindset. Everything has to be perfect before they start. I need the perfect business plan. I need the perfect website. I need the perfect product. I need perfect conditions. Perfect is the enemy of profitable. While you're perfecting, your competitors are profiting. I launched my first online course with terrible audio, basic slides, and zero marketing budget. Was it perfect? Hell no. Did it make money? Hell yes. That imperfect course taught me what my audience actually wanted. It gave me feedback to improve. It generated revenue to reinvest. If I had waited for perfect, I'd still be waiting and still be broke. Done is better than perfect. Profitable is better than polished. The cure: wealthy thinking. So how do you fix this? How do you upgrade from broke brain to wealth brain? First, stop asking, why won't this work? Start asking, how can I make this work? Second, stop focusing on what you don't have. Start leveraging what you do have. Third, stop waiting for permission. Start before you feel ready. Fourth, stop thinking about money as something you get. Start thinking about it as something you create by solving problems. Fifth, stop planning your retirement from wealth building. Start falling in love with the process of building wealth. Sixth, stop comparing your beginning to someone else's middle. Start writing your own success story. Seventh, stop seeking perfection. Start seeking progress. The neural rewiring process. Here's what nobody wants to tell you. Changing your financial situation requires changing who you are as a person. You can't think like a broke person and expect rich results. You can't have victim habits and expect winner outcomes. The way you think about money, opportunity, risk, failure, success, all of it needs to be rebuilt from the ground up. This isn't about positive thinking or manifestation bullshit. This is about rewiring your brain to see opportunities instead of obstacles, to see solutions instead of problems. Your brain right now is programmed for survival, not success. It's designed to keep you safe, not wealthy. But safety and wealth are often opposites. Wealth requires risk. Growth requires discomfort. Success requires failure. Most people aren't willing to do this work. They want their external world to change without changing their internal world. That's why most people stay exactly where they are, year after year, wondering why nothing ever changes. The transformation process. But here's the beautiful part. The moment you start thinking like a wealthy person, before you have wealth, your entire world starts shifting. You notice opportunities everywhere. You see solutions where others see problems. You take action while others are still making excuses. And slowly, inevitably, your external reality starts matching your internal reality. The money follows the mindset, always. But this transformation isn't instant. It's a daily practice. a constant choice. Every morning you wake up, you choose, will I think like a victim or a victor? Will I focus on problems or solutions? Will I make excuses or take action? Those daily choices compound over time into completely different life outcomes. The identity shift, the ultimate secret to wealth? It's not about learning new strategies. It's about becoming a new person. Stop identifying as someone who can't afford it and start identifying as someone who figures out how to afford it. Stop identifying as someone who doesn't have opportunities and start identifying as someone who creates opportunities. Stop identifying as someone who isn't good with money and start identifying as someone who is learning to master money. Your identity drives your actions. Your actions drive your results. Change your identity. Change your life. Now for your homework, I want you to do something that's going to make you uncomfortable. For the next 48 hours, I want you to catch yourself thinking like a broke person. Every time you make an excuse, write it down. Every time you focus on why something won't work, write it down. Every time you wait instead of act, write it down. Every time you compare yourself to others, write it down. Every time you seek perfection instead of progress, write it down. Then I want you to flip each one. Turn every excuse into an action plan. Turn every why it won't work into how I can make it work. Turn every comparison into self-focus. Turn every perfectionist thought into a progress-focused thought. Most importantly, I want you to identify one opportunity you've been avoiding because of broke person thinking. One thing you could start today that could improve your financial situation. Post that one opportunity in the comments below. Tell me what you've been waiting for and what you're going to do about it right now. Because here's the truth. I can give you all the strategies in the world, but if you don't fix your thinking first, you'll sabotage every opportunity that comes your way. Your bank account is a direct reflection of your mindset. Change the mindset. Change the bank account. Stop thinking like you're poor. Stop thinking like a victim. Stop thinking like someone who can't win. Start thinking like you're wealthy. Start thinking like a creator. Start thinking like someone who always finds a way. This mental shift isn't just about money. It's about life. It's about becoming the person you were meant to be instead of settling for the person you've been programmed to be. The choice is yours. The time is now. This is Professor Chalkman. Now get out there and reprogram that brain. Class dismissed.